Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, the world of podcasts proudly presents to you its Tag Team Champions of the World! Two Braids Bobby K, the Chosen One Melvin Troy, the 64-bit Legends!
Legend of the game like GoldenEye, I'm more than right. The perfect dark is dreams that seem to come to light. 64-bit, the shit, it's as real as it gets. We can talk sports, games, and music, take your pick. Point with the news, pull up and crack a brew. Smoke one with the crew, tune in and take a view. We here to raise the bar from the lowest mark. Sit your ass down and listen, it's time for the show to start.
That was one of the most hype intros I think I've heard in a while.
It was
that was intense.
That's between that and the New Day one, the New Day and the New Age Outlaws.
That was really, really intense. That really kind of got my heart going a little bit.
Man,
I'm gonna be honest. I've been sleepy all day,
and it just woke you up.
You did. I had a giant coffee earlier. I'm drinking a Bang. That didn't work, but that right there,
man.
I think actually I may have lost feeling in my right arm.
I get so nervous.
You may have given me a stroke with that.
I get so nervous when I do it because I don't want to screw it up, because I don't want to have to record it again.
Yeah, this is
we're the one take kids.
Yeah, try to keep it all like in a one take.
Yeah.
But boy, we got a
hell of a show today.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to
cover.
Touch on.
Our last episode was the presidential debate,
which was absolutely insane. It covered a lot of ground.
I mean, we did cover a lot of ground. The Bobby Biden and Melvin J. Trump.
Yep.
They covered everything that the voters should be looking for.
I mean, if you're thinking about if you're before you go into that voting booth and you're debating whether or not who's going to address the issues that are going to be important to you, who's going to be able to address the issue with the Dakotas, who's going to be able to address the issues with the B community, who's going to be able to address your issues with
sex trafficking,
or the Samoa Joe project.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the episode to listen to really get your facts straight, to have a plan to vote. That's the new thing now. You got to have a plan to vote.
And T the Monster did the best job that he could keeping those two candidates in the ring without getting too hardcore.
Yeah. I was surprised that listening back, I was like, is this taking place in a Punjabi prison?
Man.
Because it might as well be.
Yeah. I mean, fucking folding chairs everywhere. Shout out to T the Monster. Actually, check out his new album, Electus. It's on Spotify and all major platforms. It's a great album. I think it's like between 10 and 12 tracks. I forget how many.
Yeah.
But it's a good listen. Very good listen. So shout out to T. But yeah, man, those candidates were coming at it hardcore. For a second there, I thought we were watching Rock Austin or fucking Hogan, Savage in their primes. I mean, talk about Rocksteady and Bebop.
It was the most. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a debate as lively as that. It's crazy. I'm almost tempted to say that if those two were to debate again, it probably would happen. They would have to do them separately in their own places, answering their own separate questions on different channels at the same time. I think that's the only way to properly do another debate like that ever again.
Virtually. It has to be virtually.
Yeah.
I mean, having them in the same room, I mean, if you didn't hear the fucking chairs fly.
Oh, I know. And then afterwards, there was I think somebody shit themselves for sure. Somebody took a shit and they just smeared it on the carpet in here.
I mean, it was just on the floor.
Yes. I slid on it.
Yeah. It was like in Ted, I think it's Ted 2, where the girl Ted 1, because Mila Kunis is there.
Yeah.
She's like, did that whore just shit on the floor?
Sometimes that happens. When you're in a passionate moment, the shit will fly out of your butt and on the ground.
And speaking of other politics, this shit's crazy. Like we've got to get back on schedule of putting out a show once a week. We apologize for that.
Yeah.
But in the last 2 weeks, fucking our governor almost got kidnapped.
Yeah. No, that is true. The FBI had infiltrated some some group.
The M.W.O. maybe?
It was. I think it was an M.W.O. type scenario. If I was I don't know. I'm not as up to date on the political landscape and current events. As much. But I seem to recall when I was skimming through it that there was like a 3-man group. They kind of like showed up at like some political event, and the one guy was like, hey, you know who I am, but you don't know why I'm here. And the people are like, I don't know who that is. And then they just tried to kidnap the governor.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, the governor's coming on out next time you see her on a fucking motorcycle with the group.
Yeah.
It was insane.
For life.
For life.
You know, it's because there's two suspicions of who the group is. It could be, you know, the Michigan World Order.
Could be that.
It could be the Michigan of Darkness. And
could be that.
There's speculation that the Undertaker's behind it because he did kidnap Stephanie McMahon before.
That is true.
And put her on a cross, and Stone Cold had to save her. So I'm very curious to see which group it was.
It might have been that. I mean, I think I saw some footage that they captured while they were doing their pre-abduction meetings, and the one crazy person, it was from like a militia / Antifa group. I don't know. It had like a very strong, fucking well manicured 5 o'clock shadow saying, I think I just hit a home run with the plans that they were going to be enacting. And I was thinking, I was like, who's financing this?
Yeah.
Who's financing this? Is it some sort of billionaire, or is it maybe, you know, $1 million man?
Man, so you kind of hit a home run with that.
Yeah.
But he also, you know, started laughing hysterically and was like, anything else would be uncivilized.
Yeah, that's.
I'm like, what is this?
How frightening that would you be? You see a video of that, and then what their plan is to abduct the governor.
And it was all in black and white.
Yeah, they filmed it in black and white, which makes it creepy. I mean, we're in today's modern. You could film it in 4K now, and yet they've insisted on filming it in a grainy black and white footage
with this weird Jimi Hendrix like guitar strum behind it. It was so weird.
Yeah, it was maniacal. They were just like, they just kept chanting "Too Sweet."
Yeah,
I didn't understand it. It was I don't know. I'm glad the FBI has stepped in to try to solve this issue. And hopefully, you know, the governor is safe. But I have a feeling that they have done a mind control, and then they're part of the system. And this, you know, M.W.O. group is going to be taking over our entire state.
Yeah,
everybody's going to be part of the M.W.O. Your neighbor, your grandmother, everybody's you're going to find out is in there. Randy Savage
And you mentioned that, you know, they were getting behind these billionaires. You know, who knows which chip they're going with?
That is true. This could be a larger scale issue trying to implant chips. I never thought it could happen, but there may be a DiBiase chip on its way.
There might be
sooner rather than later. Going into it'll make everybody into the next Virgil.
You're basically just his butler.
Yes.
You're just walking around like rubbing his feet and you know, just counting his money.
Yeah. This is a crazy dystopia 2020 has turned into. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what's gonna happen next. I think the only way that's gonna be able to make not only our state but the country great again is Sting. We need to have Sting come back from the rafters
with like what was the bird that he had? Like a vulture?
I didn't know he had
a bird.
Did he?
On it, like, you know.
When did he have a bird?
He had a bird.
What was this?
He had a bird in the rafters.
I thought, what?
He had like a vulture or something, and it was like flapping its wings.
Are you talking about Raven?
No. I'm not talking about Raven. Sting had a bird in the rafters and he had a bat, and he just pointed at Hogan. He's like, "Are you pointing at me? He's pointing at me." No shit, Hogan. He is pointing at you. But yeah, watch out for that M.W.O.
Yeah, the M.W.O. is coming. It's coming faster than you're gonna. It's gonna take the world by storm. I think
it's coming faster than Michigan Speedway.
Yeah,
you know, and that goes pretty fast. They're turning left a lot.
They do turn a lot of lefts. Dare I say, it's the biggest heel turn you're ever gonna see in your life.
But you know, we're thinking that what if this is all a setup?
Okay.
from our governor.
Yeah, right.
So she becomes a victim, and people feel sorry for her to vote her back in.
You know, I had heard that yeah, like the people that were in on the plot. Now I don't know how accurate this is. This is coming from a secondhand from like a podcast I heard, but that
was it this podcast? Did you hear from this podcast?
I may have heard it from this podcast, where it was the most like ambitious person out of the group, because it was just a bunch of dummies in this group.
Yeah,
with like the most ambitious and the one that was pushing it the hardest was the actual FBI informant. At least I think that's what the defense attorney is pushing. It's like, look, these guys weren't. Now, I don't know how accurate it is. We'll find out in the court case when it happens. But their defense is they're like, listen, these guys are such big losers. They can't get off their ass to do anything. That the FBI informant was the one really trying to motivate these guys to get off their ass.
Like these guys are probably just like, yeah, you know, when the election comes, we can just vote her out. And like the informant's like, no, man, I got this plan. We can kidnap her.
And they're like, I guess that
He's
sounds
like,
pretty cool.
You know, we could probably get in a lot of trouble. No, man, it's foolproof. We'll go to her vacation house. We'll, you know, strap the black and white colors on her. We'll spray paint her yellow, and we'll fucking, you know, put her on a Harley and take her to Wisconsin.
That's what I heard. I heard two stories. I heard they're going to take her to Wisconsin to try her there, to put her on trial, which I didn't know Wisconsin was just fucking be like, bring your governors here. We'll put them on trial. Or the other one was to take her out to like Lake Michigan and just leave her in the middle. Like, not so much like dump her body in the water, but just like to strand her there.
Like put
in
her
the water.
Like Parent Trap, like put her mattress in the water and just like push her out to sea, and
that was like,
she just wakes up in the middle of the water.
That was their big plan. Like, there's a reason why this story kind of went away, because this was not a big. I mean, obviously the news of someone trying to kidnap a politician is going to go everywhere. But let's fucking be, when you start looking at the facts of the case here, which I did not do, by the way. I'm going to fucking be first to say.
Yeah, I did not either.
I didn't.
I just know she blamed Trump.
Yes, but I don't know anything about it. But from what I heard, word on the street, because I always trust the streets.
Yeah, I always trust the streets.
I keep my ear to the ground, and the streets are talking, the streets are watching, and the streets are telling me that these guys are fucking dumb.
There's only two things that the streets are talking about right now.
Yeah.
It's that these guys are dumb and doing your taxes.
Yes, that's what's hot in the streets right now.
That is hot. And chopping onions. Chopping onions.
Yeah, well...
So, but I can't believe this. Like, this actually, if this is like a legit, like, not like a hoax, like that Juicy Smollett guy. If this is an actual thing, like, these guys are fucking retarded.
Yeah, they're just
like, who thinks they're gonna get away with this?
I don't. Yeah, it's almost one of those things of like you hear about like the crazy people that like the Secret Service always has a check in on because they make a threat against the president, and it almost seems to be like one of those things where it's like this didn't really get off the ground. Again, I don't know, but from what I'm hearing from like the streets, this didn't really get off the ground too much. And I believe if this wasn't an election year, we probably wouldn't have heard anything about it.
See, I'm picturing this like if this would actually happen, right? And they would have kidnapped her and the plan would have went through. I'm picturing like the end of Problem Child 1, where, you know, they're in this big battle, not a battle, but they're like, you know, running, and the governor gets shot, and she goes down, and someone's like, oh my God, the governor got shot. And then she pulls out a prune, and she's like, they shot me in the prune. You don't remember that?
No, I don't remember any of this.
John Ritter. So he's the dad, right?
Yeah, I remember that.
And Kramer shoots him, and Junior is like, no, Dad, I love you, and all this stuff. And he actually said he loved you. He's like, I love you too, son. And then he pulls it out, and he's like, he shot me in the prune, because he had like a prune that he gave Junior, like his dad gave to him, and they like passed it down in generations.
I remember Problem Child, but I don't remember that.
Yeah, and that's the whole fucking plot of the story.
Now I remember the second one where the lady gets run over by a boulder.
Yeah,
I remember that one. But
and they got the nose job. She goes to the hospital and she like he switches the fucking things, and she gets a nose job, and her nose is fucking bigger than Sam's.
Dude, I'm gonna be honest. That movie. By the way,
You like that
I
one?
just picked that up.
Sam's gonna like that when he listens to this one.
I'm gonna be honest. Like those two movies, I don't know if they're technically like kids movies because there was like this creepy aesthetic to them where it's just there's just something a little off. About the whole thing. There was this weird thing in like. What was that? The 90s? Yeah, it came out in the 90s.
The first one I believe came out in 90 or 91.
Okay. Yeah, there was like this weird thing was going on where we like this really creepy aesthetic, where it was like almost like a uncomfortable children's show is what it felt. That's what that movie felt like.
Yeah,
like an uncomfortable children's show. Like the whole like when he went to school and he was getting picked on by the fat kid, but then he ends up duct taping the fat kid. Gilbert Godfrey is the principal. Like the whole thing.
Well, Gilbert Godfrey. So Gilbert Godfrey in the first one was like the he was like the adoption agency guy.
Oh, was he? I thought he was the principal.
And then he was the principal in the second one.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
But because I don't know if Junior ever went to school in the first one.
I thought he did.
Because he went like camping and he ruined everything by bringing a bear to the campsite.
What? I don't. I know the second one I guess a lot better than the first
and then
one. I don't remember
this. He wrote to Kramer because Kramer was in jail.
I remember this.
And Kramer came to his house looking for Junior.
Right.
And then Kramer kidnapped or he left with Kramer and he kidnapped the wife and told John Ritter like, bring me $100,000 or something, or you'll never see your wife and kid again.
Okay.
But yeah, so I was going to ask you, I don't know how Problem Child came up. Actually, I do because I brought it up, being shot in the prune.
Yeah.
But I had this craving, and I don't know if you ever have this, but I had a craving to watch Problem Child for like probably 6 months.
Oh, yeah.
And then I finally found like a platform to watch it. Or actually, I think it was on Showtime or something. And within a week, I watched both of them, the first and second one. They were they just happened to be on. And I got my fix. Yeah,
I've done that. I get cravings for different types of movies. Like every once in a while, I'll be like, okay, perfect example was like last winter was like Jurassic Park. Like I got deep in Jurassic Park. I watched all the Jurassic Parks. I read the first book, and then I was on YouTube. And YouTube, the algorithm's so smart, it knew that I was on this Jurassic Park kick that it kept sending me videos of like people like explaining the lore of Jurassic Park to me and all of like the other offshoot books. And then there was the some of the behind the scenes production, like the original script and what it was supposed to be like for the first or second movie. And then I would watch these videos of just some dude in his 20s opening up like Jurassic Park toys. And as a full-grown adult in my 30s, I was like, I should get that robotic velociraptor. I mean, that would be pretty fucking dope. Like I would I don't know what I would do with it.
You would use it like once.
Yes.
Like when you got it, you're like, hey, look at this. And it would just walk down the hallway.
Yeah.
And then you're like, all right, well, I'm done.
It was like
want to go get something to eat?
Dude, I almost bought this thing because I watched this dude open it up and like kind of like make it play with it, make it work. And it was like $150. Now, most kids couldn't. I remember I had a bunch of Jurassic Park toys growing up from the first and second movie, right? And, I remember the most expensive thing being like $30 back then. Now, granted, inflation, yada, yada, yada.
KB Toys, baby.
Yeah, but like $150, I would never have been able, even today's money, I would never have been able to afford that as a kid. And me as an adult, knowing I could have it, knowing I would have wanted it 20 years ago, I almost went and bought that.
Well, you've done that with, didn't you do that with the Sonic movie? Or it was something that you bought like a bunch of like.
What did I do? Oh, no, I didn't.
Was it the Pokemon?
Oh, yeah. Okay, it was Pokemon. I went on this fucking again. It was one of these things because as an adult,
I can do it.
I can do it. I went and bought. It was YouTube. Dude, YouTube is so smart, and they have these people that just unbox things, and it oddly like attracts you to want to buy it. And so I found these videos. It started with magic cards. Because growing up, I played magic cards. Like everybody that I went to elementary school with had magic cards all the way up until like high school.
See,
then it kind of died out.
Not to cut you off real quick, but because that's weird. Because like your elementary school, And you're not the only person that said this because we hung out, especially in high school, with a lot of people you went to elementary school with.
Yeah.
In my elementary school, the people that I hung out with at least, or I didn't hear it from anyone. Like no one played Magic, no one played Pokemon, no one played any of that.
Yeah.
Like we were more like just playing sports and video games.
Yeah, for us it was all about. I think it's because there was like a couple influential people that were into it.
Yeah.
And then everyone else got into it. And there were people like if you knew them in high school, you'd be like, "There's no way you fucking played that," but you'd be like. Everybody
It's
had
like
it.
fucking Christy Shaner. She's just like hot as fuck playing Pokemon. You're like, yeah, I'm playing Pokemon.
Yeah. No, but it was
I need your Pikachu, baby.
It was kind of like that. Like there was girls that played Pokemon. There was a bunch of guys that played Magic cards. So I found this YouTube channel. It's Alpha Investments.
Okay.
This
Yeah.
guy, you've heard about.
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
So this guy breaks down like the financial investment strategies of buying Magic cards because they're worth so much. And then it brought me back memories of like playing it. I know how to play it because it's not a very complex game. I know how to play it. Me and my brother were really into it. He has a bunch still. I have a bunch of old cards and stuff. And then I was just like, I'm going to buy a bunch of these Magic cards because it's a good financial investment. And then, oh, by the way, this will be a good game to play. And then what they do now is because when you buy the cards, what you could do, you scan I know that they do this with Pokemon as well. You scan like a certain card, and it gives you all the cards that you just bought in that package, and you have it digitally, so you can play online with people.
Like a QR code or something?
Yeah. So I was doing a lot of that, and I would go out. I started doing this the first time. I wasn't even working. I was unemployed. Well, I wasn't really unemployed. I was bringing a decent amount of money for not having a job, but or like a regular job, I guess you could say, a W-2 job, and I was dropping hundreds every week. I just go because I could. I remember as a kid having to save up like a booster pack of Magic cards or Pokemon cards would be like, I don't know, $3 to $5, something like that. And that would be like all I could get in a week. Now as an adult, I'm like, give me everything on this shelf. Just give me all of that. And that's what I was doing.
Well, like this guy I work with, he's big into Magic, and he goes out of state for tournaments and all this stuff, and apparently he's pretty good. He wins money and shit. Well, he told me like there's limited packs, right?
Yeah.
There's special bonus limited packs. So he'll go and drop like $500 to $1,000 on all these packs, and he literally told me he's like, I can resell these in about 6 months. Probably for if I spend $1,000, I'll be able to sell them for $2,500.
Yeah, and that's what I mean.
Without opening, without even knowing what the cards are inside, just because they're a limited edition.
Dude, I mean, it's interesting if you're into any sort of like, if you're into anything like collectibles and you're into like fucking investments, that Alpha Investment channel, like, I don't know what that guy does now with his channel, but I knew originally when I started watching it, he was talking a lot about like the financial. I mean, now it gets into the fucking politics of the gaming community. I don't give a shit. But it was a lot of like, he would buy, I'm talking pallets. Because this guy, I think, had a bunch of money anyway.
Right.
But he would buy pallets of it, and then he would take out certain stuff, break it down. He ended up buying up his own card shop and everything like that.
And it's crazy because I collected like baseball cards as a kid, right?
Yeah.
And those aren't worth shit.
Well, now, so the new trend is everybody's starting to get on this collectible trend now. Pokemon's always been valuable.
Right.
Pokemon has always been, especially because of kids. Magic card has been valuable, but it's been kind of under the surface for a long time. But now there's other celebrities that are bringing back. I call them celebrities. There's this guy Gary Vaynerchuk, which I have a love-hate relationship with that guy, but he's into pushing basketball cards.
Okay.
He's and basically it's all hype anyway.
Yeah.
So it's almost like the way people do this. I know Logan Paul did this with Pokemon cards recently, and some of these other people where it's like the modern day. It's a tangible penny stock is really what it is that you're getting into. So if you already have some money, you buy up a bunch of these sports cards. This is my conspiracy theory. I don't have any proof behind it, but this is what I'm generally getting.
Right.
The vibe I'm getting. Where somebody like Gary Vaynerchuk or any of these other kind of guys online. I know Gary's Vaynerchuk's like the big personality pushing basketball cards and sports cards. No, there's no inherent value in it. Nobody's interested in it, right? Typically. Because as you said, like used to be, but not anymore. It's all about these gaming cards. And he comes along and is saying like, oh, well, this LeBron card is worth a bunch of money, and nobody even knew that they had it, and then it creates, and because he's talking about it and he's also buying into that as well, it creates a demand where there wasn't one,
Right.
And now you've almost pumped up your own value to a bunch of shit you've been sitting on that you have nothing, you can't do anything with.
There's one basketball card that's worth, I think it's worth pretty good chunk of money, and the only reason it's worth money is because you can see the Mendez brothers sitting courtside.
I can see that.
So like they obviously they stopped making the card right after they killed their parents,
right?
But they're sitting courtside, and I think it's worth a pretty good chunk of change.
That would be, I mean, that is something to keep in mind, like, because of so many celebrities that sit courtside, like, that could really fluctuate, like, the price of something, because it could be, like, some fucking second-tier type of player.
Right.
But what if it's, like
Drake's next to him?
Yeah, there's, like, Drake. Yeah, it's, like, some Raptors player that nobody really cares about, but, yeah, that Drake's in the background, so all of a sudden, now this one particular card is worth a bunch because of Drake.
Yeah.
It's really just a Drake card.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's got Drake's stats on the back.
But I mean, overall, like, I get into these things. I get into this. Going back to the original point here, we really went on a tangent. But going back,
actually, the original tangent was the Michigan World Order. But I don't know how we got into this. Talking about Problem Child, talking about the prune, talking about whatever. Jurassic Park.
Yeah. Well, okay, but no, that was the overall thing of like going into this like you get a craving for something and then you like dive in, and it just depends on how deep you want to dive into this thing. Yes, it's a binge.
It's a binge.
And I binged like a motherfucker sometimes. And Jurassic Park was one, and I had to actually control myself because I'm like, I literally opened up a bunch. I was working one day on the computer, and I do a lot of work where I can divert my attention and just browse on the internet.
Yeah.
And I was just opening tabs on Amazon of every Jurassic Park collectible that I could find. And I'm like, this only cost me $200. I could buy all of this. But then I'm thinking, where am I going to put it?
Well, you're going to have a whole Jurassic Park room.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to have. But I did the same thing with I do it with video games. I had to stop.
Yeah.
Where I remember last Christmas.
Last Christmas, you gave me your heart. The very next year, you give it away. Isn't it how it goes?
Yeah, it's something like that.
This Christmas. Isn't it something else? I'm going to give it to somebody else.
I don't remember.
Someone special.
Someone special.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Look out for the Melvin Troy and Bobby Caboose Christmas hits.
Yes.
Coming out this Christmas.
Those hits are going to be coming. They're never going to stop coming. That's actually...
Can't stop, won't stop.
Actually, make a note of that.
All right.
That's something to revisit.
We'll come up with our own lyrics?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
All right.
We'll talk about that a little bit later. There might be something we could do with that.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus.
What was that?
That was Here Comes Santa Claus.
Sound like fucking...
Coming down Santa Claus away.
Sound like a poo was singing it. That was...
I'm not Arabic, or I'm not trying to be Indian or whatever.
But last Christmas, I went.
I want to start singing again.
No,
Sorry. All right,
save it for the album. Last Christmas, I went and I had a chunk of change that I had. I got some gift money and whatever.
Yeah.
And I never owned a PlayStation.
Like an original. Like a PS1.
I never owned any PlayStations.
No PlayStations.
No. I had to. Well, technically, I had a PS1, but I shared it with my brother that I didn't live with all the time.
I thought you were going to say that.
And he had it. So I had access to a PlayStation once every couple weeks, but it really wasn't mine. You know what I mean? So I never owned one, and I was like...
Like, he was like, you can use 2 gigs of the 15 gig memory card.
Pretty much.
Like, you can't use anything else.
Yeah.
Don't delete my shit.
Yeah. I bought a Spyro game at a flea market, and I'd play that. I played that for a couple weeks in the summertime, and that was about it. That was as extreme as I got. So I went, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna treat myself. I'm buying a PlayStation 4, because that was the... I think it was... I don't think I got the Pro. I think I just got the slim one. But I got a PS4, and I was like, I want to buy every flagship PlayStation game that's only available or is known from PlayStation.
Like Tomb Raider.
Yeah, so I got whatever the newest Tomb Raider was. I went and got the newest Metal Gear Solid game. I got the Resident Evil.
Papa the Rappa.
They did not have that available for PS4. But I got like Resident Evil 2 because they remade that. A bunch of shit. I dropped, actually, to be honest, because they're all used. I think I only spent like $300.
Yeah.
And I got like 20 games and the whole system and everything.
Well, that's what I was trying to do with the 64 because I never owned a 64, even though I'm a 64-bit legend.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to, I'll go to GameStop or the disc replay or whatever and just look for the games that like I enjoyed playing. Like I can't find fucking Snowboard Kids anywhere.
I think that one's worth a lot of money.
That's a great game.
That's like trying to find GoldenEye right now.
Right. Well, we have GoldenEye and we have fucking Perfect Dark.
Do we have GoldenEye?
I think we have GoldenEye.
I know we have Mario Kart. I don't think we have GoldenEye.
Mario Kart?
No, we don't have GoldenEye.
We have the other one. We have the blue.
We have the
007.
Yeah, you have that other. Yeah, it wasn't the. It's not as good.
Yeah, I'm surprised you. I'm surprised you didn't want to buy a Sega and play that Batman Forever, since that's like your favorite game.
Number one, I have a Sega. And number two, no, Batman Forever on the Sega Genesis was horrible.
It was awesome.
You know what? Here's something I was thinking of doing here. We should do this. This turned into a production meeting. We should do a maybe because. To cross-promote on Twitch every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's a 64-bit Legend takeover.
It is the takeover.
At twitch.tv/Melvin Troy. Okay?
And that's a 0 and not a O,
yes,
right?
it's a 0 and not an O, but if you follow us on all of our social media, you'll get the links.
Then you would know that.
You'll get the links
and
anyway.
you would know that.
Yeah. But I think what we should do one of these, we should plan it. Maybe we'll do it when we do a longer, because we usually go 6 to 8.
Yeah,
but we might do like a little marathon down the road. Where I'm just spitballing, but maybe we do one where we pick the worst fucking games that we've all personally hate. Because I'll tell you what's going to make it near the top of my list. Batman Forever for the fucking Sega Genesis.
That's fucking bullshit, dude.
That game is so bad.
It was so cool.
It was so bad.
Dude, to get onto like the lower level, like when you were on the top, like you had to do like a 6-button combination.
Yes.
to drop down to the lower level.
Most games, if you gotta go and like if it's a 2D game like that and you gotta drop down a level, it's usually just push down, maybe double tap down, maybe do down jump. No.
This one you had to like jump, push a button, push down, and like maybe another combo.
It was so bad. And the graphics look like fucking Mortal Kombat graphics, but like the suits and everything, like the guy in the Batman suit, number one, looks nothing like Val Kilmer, which I believe was in that movie. And it looked like it came from like a Halloween USA. It was terrible.
I thought it was a phenomenal
The
game.
Riddler looked terrible. The
Riddler looked just like Jim Carrey.
Yeah,
Joe
you know
Carrey?
what?
Jim
It did
Carrey.
look like Joe Carey. It looked just like Joe Carey. I wouldn't be surprised if they did get Joe Carey to do it.
I was thinking about the Samoa Joes. Oh man.
Yes, but that one, that 007 game that you're talking about that we do have for 64, which I think is like Tomorrow Never Dies or some fucking other thing after, because I don't know what ended up happening, but they kept making those games.
It should have died today, not tomorrow.
Exactly. But there's a couple of them that I hate. There's a Jurassic. No, not Jurassic World. That didn't come out.
Dude,
then.
we should play Turok.
Actually, they got it. They have a.
Turok's sweet.
I have the remastered versions of Turok for the PlayStation and Xbox.
We should.
So we could probably do that.
Yeah, we should tap that in.
And we might. Maybe we'll do that on Monday. Who knows? This Monday, twitch.tv/Melvin Troy, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard
But we do have a sponsor for today.
Oh, we do.
Let me get to the sponsor real quick.
I think we have two, but you go ahead with yours.
Okay.
I got one myself.
All right. Today's episode is brought to you by Standiford's Stand By Me and I'll Stand By You youth program. Do you know a troubled youth who is acting out? Maybe cutting class, into drugs, getting girls pregnant left and right? Call Standiford's Stand By Me and I'll Stand By You youth program. At Standiford's, they will be taught the proper techniques so they won't get caught again. Standiford himself used and perfected every technique as he guides and molds troubled teens so they appear innocent and stay out of trouble. Visit Standiford's houseoftroubledyouth.com or call at 1-800-YNG-HELP.
Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad he's really helping out the community here.
Yeah,
the Standiford is One hell of a. He's almost a saint.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
saint-like.
to take a youth who is troubled
Mm-hmm.
and teach them the ways of continually do this trouble but appear innocent.
Yeah.
That's a great technique.
I mean, as growing up, I was pretty good at doing that. But I'm sure if someone like that to coach me through it, I would have been a lot more
Yeah.
efficient and better at it. I wish I knew a standard for
You know,
growing
like
up.
if you're a teen and you smoke weed, maybe he'll tell you to do an edible instead.
That's true.
Then you don't
won't-
smell.
You don't smell, and it lasts longer.
Yeah,
Just don't freak out with your family around.
right.
That's just.
I mean,
gotta-
and I'm sure that's all part of the program.
I'm sure. Yeah, I would. Sign me up.
That's-
I'm ready to fucking do it.
I mean, I don't know what the age range is, but I'll look into that.
Now we do have another sponsor.
Oh, we do?
We have another sponsor.
Okay.
Here. And it's actually me. I'm sponsoring the podcast. Yeah, I'm sponsoring it. Can you believe it?
I can't
Now,
believe it.
Yeah, the product that I'm hawking is
Dan Hawk.
the Dan Hawk. No, it's go to melvatroyshop.com and have all of the most up-to-date merch by me.
By you.
By me. And soon to be some 64-bit Legends merch
Right.
coming as well. But for the time being, there is some limited edition Halloween merch that's going to be available for the rest of October up until November 1st. So be buying on that. We're talking everything that you're going to need. Need a face mask to prevent yourself from getting COVID? It's there. T-shirts, hoodies, hats.
Toilet paper.
Things to drink from, like mugs and metallic water bottles, coffee cups. and-
Straws.
yeah, it's all there. There's some other things listed. You want a laptop sleeve? Put your laptop in? It's there. Do you want you want some stickers just to put on some shit? It's there. Go to melvatroyshop.com. And this is not a joke. This is real. It's actually there. Type it into your fucking browser.
None of our sponsors are a joke.
No, I know. I want to be sure that sometimes I get sarcastic, but this is actually there. Now, the larger scale. Now you'd be saying like, okay, so I buy a couple pieces of merch. What is that going to do for me? What's in it for me? In sales, you always have to address the whiffum. What's in it for me?
The
right?
whiffum.
And what's in it for you is there is a great way in these trying times that you're going to be able to create yourself not just wealth for you, but generational wealth for you and those that are around you. And probably the best move to do right now is if you went to melvatroyshop.com and took, I don't know, a paltry sum of about $4,000 to $16,000, and you bought every item available with that amount. Because what you're going to be able to do once you have all of that is you can go to your friends and family and create businesses for them to resell those items that you have bought. You sell them to them at an increased price. So say a face mask, I think, runs about somewhere between $7 to $10 on melvatroyshop.com. You buy that in bulk for, I don't know, put about $3,000 into that. And then you can resell that to your friends and family for $15 to $16. You've made profit. Now you've also been able to transfer the wealth to your friends and family, and it grows. It starts small up top and grows larger and larger toward the bottom. And I call that a triforce of wealth generation. Okay,
Is there another name for that?
There's it could be. I don't know. It's a smart investment is another name for that.
Is there another name?
I think it's
Avon. Avon. It's just like Avon.
It's not. No, not quite, because I think this actually will generate wealth for you. If you go and then they sell it at an increased value, and they sell it to their friends and family, and so on and so on. And the great thing is new products are coming every month. So be buying, people. Be buying. It's only going to take a simple paltry sum of, like I said, I don't know, somewhere between $4,000 and $27,000, and you could be a millionaire by next week. So, melvatroyshop.com, yeah, that's our sponsor for the week.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 64-bit legends do not promote any pyramid schemes on this show.
No, it's not a pyramid scheme. There's no scheming involved. It's an
That was
outline.
a PSA, man. I was hooking you up.
Oh, okay.
You just ruined it.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man,
I'm just trying to make sure people are able to have.
that was a public service announcement, so people know that we were doing a pyramid scheme and you were doing your triangle thing of wealth.
Yeah, that's it. It's a triangular
Thing of wealth.
plan of wealth. Yes.
Don't worry. He's not making a dime off this. So don't worry about that. You're going to be the one.
Yeah, no.
You are going to be the one
Yes.
making all the dough.
Yeah, I'm basically giving you money to spread to your friends and family. That's all I'm trying to do.
It only cost $4,000 to $16,000.
That's all it does. And what do I make out of that? Most of it goes to shipping and processing.
Handling.
Chinese vendors. Like, I don't get anything
How many
out of
people
this.
are handling?
There's a lot. Some of it comes from most of it I keep in the United States.
Hands touching hands.
Yeah. Keeping warm. Reaching out. Touching me.
Touching you.
Yeah. MelvinChoiceShop.com.
Sweet Carolinas. And while you're at it, visit all the Dakotas.
Yes, all of them. All 16 of them. All right. I did have something that I had come across. Now, this is like a secondhand account, so I don't have any actual names because I didn't take notes of these. But
Okay.
You are familiar with the dating app Bumble?
I am familiar with the dating app Bumble.
Okay, so Bumble, for those that don't know.
Now you know.
Yep. That's
That's
it. All right, end of the show.
Have a good night.
Just wrapped it up. Bumble. There you go. No. No, for those that don't know, it's unlike Tinder where you just match,
Yeah.
and then you just gotta like jump on in and start talking if you match. Bumble is if you match,
The chicks have to talk first.
they
right?
have to talk first. If they don't talk first, nothing happens.
Right.
And then eventually you unmatch and
Yeah,
you move
yeah.
on. So Bumble though has actually banned somebody. They banned somebody. I suggest everybody Google this if you're interested enough in it because I'm giving you like secondhand account.
Okay.
That I heard on a podcast that talked about it from someone else's podcast. Anyway, but yeah, they actually banned somebody because they were too attractive. It was, but not a woman, a man.
Huh.
A man was too attractive. He did a shirtless photo. The cheesy shirtless photo.
Probably
that
with his hand in his pocket.
yeah, hand in his pocket or in his waistband.
And like the other hand like over his head or something.
Yeah, behind the back. He's got abs flexing.
Yeah.
And a side note on that, everybody says that that's a terrible fucking move. A lot of people hate on it. Guys, of course, that don't have abs, exposed abs, hate on it.
Yeah,
And
but
of
I heard
course,
the dad bod's in.
the dad bod is in. But let's be fucking honest here. A lot of girls say like, I don't want shirtless pics. If you get a shirtless pic with fucking like Brad Pitt abs,
Right.
I think you're still gonna take the bait
With the V.
with the V.
With the V.
Yeah, with the root of the dick hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, there's a.
Fucking a bunch of hair.
I gotta. Well, no. If there's a bunch of fucking dick hair coming out, that'd be kind of weird. But
Girls don't dig bush.
I don't think so.
I don't know, man.
I don't think so. Maybe that's a new thing. Maybe the bush is coming back. But
I like a little bush.
But no. So a little bit. It's fine.
The fucking Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh yeah. I don't mind the bush.
Clean shaven.
Yeah, from the eyebrows
Bald.
down. Bald from the
I don't
eyebrows
know.
down.
I like a little bush.
No.
I wasn't saying that for me personally.
Well,
That's gross,
at
man.
first, I thought you were saying it. I was like, oh, okay, maybe you like. I don't mind something that shows that, like, you're not like. I like it. I don't mind. Side note, I'll finish the story in a second. But a side note, since we're on the topic of bush, shaved, of course, works. You can't. I'm not gonna complain. But
I don't mind a little landing strip.
I don't mind a little landing strip either. I don't mind if it's been a couple days. Maybe there's like a little bit of roughage down there. That's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's when there is like a full grown jungle going on there. It's like you need a machete to work your way through there. That's a problem.
See, I always think of Obi Trice, and it's going to be weird.
Okay.
But he said, pubic hair is looking like some sour cream dip.
Yes.
And I don't want that.
I don't want that.
I don't like sour cream dip, and I don't want to see that on a vag.
No, not at all. Not at all. But it just grossed me out. I could.
You can't even take a drink of
No,
your Perrier.
I was going to drink my fancy water.
But yeah.
So this guy got banned
Okay.
from Bumble because
I wish it was me.
he was for body shaming. Mm-hmm. Now, you'd think, oh, it's a bunch of women that are just, they know they're not going to match with the guys,
Yeah.
so they don't. No.
It's the
Men.
guys?
Guys complained. Guys complained about another guy.
Well, how would
being
they see
too
his profile?
Exactly. I don't know. But they actually, someone got They got banned off of a platform for being too. A man got banned off a platform for being too attractive.
See, the first thing that comes to my mind is how many of those girl profiles are actually men.
Right. That's what I was thinking too.
Because you could have a fucking what's his name, Manti Te'o situation.
It is true.
And you know who that is.
Yeah, he had a fake girlfriend.
Yeah, and he was talking to a dude.
Oh, it was a dude?
Yeah, it was a
time?
dude on the phone.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that. I thought he just made up he had a girlfriend.
No. Well, okay, so he never met her.
Okay.
Right? But he would talk to her on the phone.
Okay.
And who he was talking to was a guy with a very soft voice.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And the guy went on to Dr. Phil. Mm-hmm. And he was like Dr. Phil was like, "Well, are you gay?" And he's like, "No." And you know, you could tell he was gay. He just didn't want to admit it on national TV.
Wow. No, well, that's what I was thinking though. Is like because the only way is if maybe you're a bi dude, but I don't think Bumble would be for gay guys to go because it's about women meeting guys. Like it's not. So yeah, it would have to be. Logic would then, show that it had to be dudes pretending to be women in some creepy way and then complaining about it. But it just really surprised me, so what is the move here? Like, you're going to clear the field of all, like, the hot dudes?
Right.
So a bunch of losers will fucking... What'll happen is all the women are going to migrate to another platform.
Right. And the thing is like, I was reading an article years ago about these dating sites, and it's like, I think it's like something like, 90% of women on dating sites will get a message. Mm-hmm. But only like 20% of men will get a message. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like the numbers are completely favored in the women.
Yeah, I think
like they have their picking and choosing, and like the men, like we're lucky if we get a message by some gross chick.
Yeah, I think it was like 80% of women go for the top 20% of men.
Yeah,
and that's all it is. And then because they'll actually swipe. I've seen videos like on TikTok or Twitter and that where you'll see someone like some girl's on her phone. And she's just swiping left like crazy.
Right.
And then you see like some of the pictures. There was one in particular I've seen. It might be fake, but I don't know. They were like filming over her shoulder, and and there's like decent looking dudes. I'm not saying that they're fucking all gorgeous.
Right.
But there's like some dudes being like, I don't know. And it's just nope. And it's like, okay, well then, then you wonder if you're all going after the same small amount of dudes. And then you wonder why they don't want to be loyal to you. It's like, well, those small amount of dudes got the choice of everybody.
Right.
Like you're gonna have to lower your standards a little bit. Like, well, I mean,
we've all been there.
Yeah, we've all been there. And to be honest, it's
confidence booster.
It is a bit of a confidence booster. You lower your standards a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got all of this available to me.
Right.
All of this is available to me, and I don't have to fucking worry about all this other nonsense. I don't know. I just think.
But that's crazy how. Because there's no other rationale of how these guys saw his profile.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of.
And the thing is too is okay, regardless if that's the case, I didn't think men were like that.
Well, neither did I, but as we have learned from you, this Karen culture is becoming more and more mainstream amongst men. And it's insane. I mean, as you were mentioning with your softball banning, which has been lifted.
Yes, I got to play this past Wednesday.
So how did that go? I wanted to see how that would go. Yes, congratulations.
I got to play on Wednesday.
Congratulations.
So, I am the manager of the team, so I usually make the lineup and all that. So I asked, my team who was making the lineup because I didn't want to make it because I don't know how the guys have been doing the last month because, as you may know, I was not even allowed to go to the games. I was not to be on the premises.
That's right.
I probably, in his eyes, I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone in a month. But anyway, we played the last place team, which whatever. We fucking murdered them.
Right.
I mean, B hit one goddamn fucking almost to the fucking street, and we just kept shouting like, that bat must be shaved. Everything's illegal. Check it. Check it. I mean, we were just like. We probably were so annoying, and I did see the other team that got me suspended, so I gracefully thanked them for my 4-week vacation, because I had some time to myself.
Did they gracefully, give you your welcome?
They kind of ignored me, but well, the guy that actually I think that got me suspended, me and B were talking before the game. We were the first two there, and he had walked past me. He's like, "What's up, guys?" And I just looked at him and I just fucking ignored him.
Yeah.
I was like, "Dude, don't fucking talk to me. You're a fucking little bitch."
That's what I mean. It starts at the softball field,
and then it moves up to the M.W.O.
Yeah, it moves all the way up there. Yeah, that's basically what it is. I don't like the governor. I'm gonna fucking cancel her and take her out to the middle of Lake Michigan.
Take her to the ball field.
Yeah.
Take her to the Field of Dreams.
Yeah.
If you build it, our governor will come.
I that still bothers me. But so has there been any other rumblings from these fucking?
Well, no.
idiots?
So we won't play them until the only opportunity that we get to play them is if both of our teams make the championship, because they're in first place as of right now and we're in second place. Mm-hmm. So we would have to go, and there's 1 week left of the regular season. So then we hit playoffs. So regardless on who's the number one seed, if we're the number 2 seed, if our two teams are the top two, we won't play each other until the championship if we both get there.
Okay, so it's a big if you even get to play each
other.
Yeah,
I mean, we're probably the two favorites.
Okay.
But you'd still do have to, like, we would have to win 2 games to get there, and they would have to win 1.
So if you guys are playing each other, you guys you're going head to head for like the grand champ status. Now, how great would it feel as if you get there and you destroy them?
Oh, I would love it. And fucking, softball, there's in rec ball, I'll call it, because it's not tournaments.
Right.
Rec ball, it's looked down upon if you hit it up the middle towards the pitcher, because he's not defenseless, but he's so much closer. So people try to avoid that. Open's the middle. Middle is fucking open. We're gonna try to go middle all fucking day. Like, fuck this guy. If I take out his fucking legs, I'm taking out his fucking legs.
You're gonna play dirty. I like
fuck
this.
Yeah, dude. Like, fuck him.
If you guys make it there, I want to see this.
Dude,
I need to
report
report on this.
You're not the only one. Like, we've had according to my team, people that they've had sub, they've told them why they're subbing, and our subs are like, we don't even care if we're playing. We just want to come watch.
Yeah, I don't even watch sports at all. Not even on TV. I would fucking go and I'd watch the fucking heat.
Yeah.
That would be brought on this. I
mean, we're bringing the
game.
Thunder.
I almost said match.
I just hope we don't fucking lay flat. That'd be the worst. Like, if we just happen to have a game that we couldn't hit or something, and then just fucking lose.
No,
but
I think the passion would help. I think it would bring it.
I can't wait to just give a fucking speech to my team. Be like, guys, over there is the enemy, and just fucking start and then a little drum roll starts, and then some music, and fucking
little
be like
trumpet.
Be like, maybe do a Goonies speech and be like, it's our time down here. It's their time up there. You go up Troy's bucket. When he's at the well.
Yeah, I remember. I think I remember it.
Fucking Rudy.
I heard they're supposed to be bringing back the Goonies. I heard of that. They are bringing back.
The Goonies are good enough, according to Sidney Lauper.
Oh, the song, yes. Yeah. I thought you meant the original
God
movie.
damn it.
I don't know the Goonies enough.
Come on, man.
I didn't grow up with the Goonies. Like, the Goonies.
Like, how many references are you not going to get tonight?
I know.
The prune. You don't remember the prune?
I don't remember these.
Remember he burnt down his room of clowns?
That I remember. I remember that, where he comes in and everything's I would burn it down too, though.
That was a fucking creepy ass room.
That's what I mean by it was like this weird creepy aesthetic throughout that movie. Like, that was the biggest piece.
And I never knew that was Kramer until I rewatched it.
Yeah. That was one of his early roles before he started calling people the N-word.
Never mind. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
But no, there was I didn't watch a lot of those movies growing up. Like, the only kids movie that I technically like kids movie, like a in person, the kid is a kid, the main character is a kid. There's 2, Home Alone 1 and 2. Those are great.
What about 3 and 4?
I didn't even know there was a 3 and 4.
You knew there was a 3. Well, you knew there was a 3.
But it doesn't. The 3. I know it exists.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Santa Claus way.
But it's like it's like knowing about Batman and Robin with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's there, but I'd prefer if it wasn't. You know what I mean? So, but I grew up with those ones, those two, 1 and 2, heavyweights.
See,
Those are the only kids type movies that I watched. Other than that, it was Batman, Ninja Turtles for superheroes, because that's all we had as a kid. Growing up, that's all we had. That was it. You didn't get nothing.
Because didn't we have a Superman, but it really sucked?
That was Christopher Reeves, and that was like the 70s, though. It was really,
I
really
thought there was
cheesy.
a one from the 90s.
It might...
Man of Steel or something?
Man of Steel came out in the 2000s. There was Steel with Shaq.
Oh, yeah.
The Shaq was like a Steel version of...
You didn't like fucking... the fucking genie.
What,
Kazam. Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
Pancakes to the Sky.
I never saw that movie.
Oh, what? Shaq is your favorite player of all time. Shaq is your...
No, he's not my...
Shaq is maybe your top 10 people of all time.
Jordan is.
Shaq.
No,
You love Shaq Fu.
No, I didn't.
You love Shaq Upload.
No,
you
I
love
didn't.
those State Farm commercials. No, it's the General. You love his new cereal commercial.
I didn't even know he had a cereal. I don't know anything about Shaq. I think you're confusing me with somebody else.
No, you.
No,
you. Yeah, you.
This was not
Melvin J. Troy. Fucking loves Shaq.
No.
Yes.
No, there was 3 kids movies, Home Alone 1 and 2,
Kazam.
heavyweights. That was it.
Kazam.
That was the only ones that I would watch. Otherwise, I was into adult films
And you were watching Step by Step.
or Disney films. There was some good Disney
Goof Troop.
No, that was
Goofy movie. The Goofy movie was awesome. The Goofy movie was awesome. He goes to the concert.
I was everything up until about Aladdin. The Aladdin trilogy was where I fucking...
Trilogy? The only good Aladdin was the first one.
No.
The second and
Return
third...
of Jafar?
Third sucked.
Return of
Jafar fucking blew dick.
Oh, it was the best!
No,
Are you
I've seen it
kidding
maybe
me?
once because it fucking sucked.
Return of Jafar was so good. But see, I'm a big Gilbert Godfrey fan. And that one really let Gilbert Godfrey...
Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah.
And you don't like Problem Child.
I didn't say I didn't like it. It just wasn't my thing. I didn't really spend a lot of time watching it. I spent more time, like... I'm thinking back to movies. Like I remember as a kid, I would watch like Die Hard with my dad a lot. Or
dude,
I
you had a troubled youth. You might want to call Standiford's because it sounds like you were very troubled.
No, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of other kids movies. I watched like some of the older...
Dunstan Checks In.
I'm sorry, there was animated Disney stuff from like the late 80s up until the Aladdin trilogy.
Dunstan Checks In.
Dunstan could suck my dick. I hated Dunstan Checks In.
Dunstan Checks In is awesome.
I hated...
Remember Mr. Dubrow?
No, I don't remember that.
Mrs. Dubrow?
Nope.
Yes.
I don't remember any of this.
The kid from Jingle or whatever, the Santa Claus.
Nope.
George Costanza with hair. Petey Pablo, a.k.a. Pee-wee Herman.
Petey Pablo?
Pee-wee Herman.
All of a sudden he goes up and
he's like
spinning like a helicopter.
North Carolina, Dunstan Checks In.
Take your shirt off. Spinning around your head like a helicopter.
You never heard that remix? I mean, you heard the DMX.
Dunstan Checks In.
You heard the remix with Reading Rainbow with DMX.
I have heard
Petey
that.
Pablo did that one. He's like, North Carolina, Dunstan Checks In. Take your shirt off. Oh, man.
No, but that was...
Then you got the guy from Jurassic Park. I think he's in Jurassic Park. The fat guy. Newman, right?
Newman was in that?
No, not Newman. The other guy.
I don't know. I don't know that movie.
Yes, you do.
I watched Jurassic Park a lot. I watched the Terminator series a lot. The first two a lot. I watched, Beetlejuice.
You were deprived.
See, I like comedies. I liked Beetlejuice. I liked.
Dunstan Checks In was a comedy.
It was terrible. I liked adult comedies.
See, I watched a lot of, but I also watched a lot of
Beverly Hills Cop.
I also have a sister, so I watch a lot of shit with her. Like
Yeah.
You ever see the movie like Now and Then?
I've heard of
With
it.
like Christina Ricci,
Yeah,
and
I
then
know
she
of
grows
it.
up to be like Rosie O'Donnell.
I don't know how that went. I remember that, but I don't remember
But
how
that
they
was
made
that was an okay movie.
Yeah.
And then like Casper,
Casper was okay. That was okay.
Beetlejuice.
Well, Beetlejuice isn't a kids movie though.
Yeah.
That's an adult movie.
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, I watched that one a lot. Yeah. I had a black box
Snip
back in the day.
Snip.
I got to watch it when it came out.
That's how Sam got his name.
Oh, Two Sisters, No Hands, Sam?
Yeah. Because he actually, I think he told me the story is something like he was inspired by Edward Scissorhands. So he went to beauty school and he had his hands removed and put scissors there.
That would explain it. That would really explain it, because I've been trying to figure out why he has two scissors for hands.
Yeah.
It makes it really tough to shake his hands. I mean, in the times of COVID, that's fine, because I don't want to shake anybody's hand.
Well, he can just close the scissor.
He can, but I'm afraid he's going to stab me with it. I don't trust him.
Yeah, he is kind of a snake.
I never turn my back to him because I'm afraid he's going to stab me in the back with those.
Yeah.
He's a little snaky. He's a snaky son of a bitch.
Yeah, I could see that.
But no, I want to say, I'm trying to think, like Hook. I watched Hook.
Hook was.
I'll give you that.
So I got really
Hook.
high and watched Hook.
Yeah.
And like I broke it down. Like, man, this is like, because he's like kind of in a dream the entire time.
Well, he's in Neverland.
Well, yeah, but he's in a dream.
Well, yeah, Neverland is a dream.
Yeah. So, but it's actually not a dream. It's the in between falling asleep and dreaming.
Yeah,
because Hook like explains it.
Yeah, yeah.
And like the one dude lost his marbles, which just means he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah.
So he's probably got dementia or some shit.
Until he found him, and then he flew away at the end.
Well, yeah, but then he knew where he was when he found it. You know.
Oh, that's true.
But I had this whole breakdown, but then I forgot it because I was high. It was like Afro Man. You know, I'm surprised that's not a verse in his song. Like, dude, I watched Hook, analyzed it, but then I got high. Yeah.
I don't know if that would apply. I don't know if that would really catch on.
I think it would.
I don't think a lot of people.
I think it would, because a lot of people probably did that shit.
I've done that where you watch a movie, you just like, I'll take an edible and I'll watch a movie, and then I'll get so focused on it. And I remember I like to do it with like really good, like critically acclaimed movies.
Yeah.
Because then I have the patience.
La La Land.
No, not that. I mean, I know it's critically acclaimed, but that's not my type. No, I'm talking like something like There Will Be Blood or The Irishman. Now, here's something with The Irishman, by the way. The Irishman is only like it's a little bit more than 3.5 hours long. I, for some reason, thought it was like 4.5 hours long when I watched it. I was on Netflix, and I was like, I was thinking, I'm like, do I want to watch it? I was like, I can't do this all in one sitting. And I was like, it's only 3.5 hours.
It's like watching the Titanic.
Yeah, Wolf of Wall Street's 3. Fucking, it's a half hour longer than the Casino. It's 3.
Casino's like 7 when it's on TV. So is Titanic.
Well, yeah, it's like a whole day event. But no, but what happened is when I watched The Irishman, I took a fucking edible, so it felt like fucking 4.5 hours. Like it was,
and that movie doesn't really like move fast.
No, it doesn't. The only thing that moves fast is Robert De Niro's
legs.
Yeah, his little old man legs when he's beating someone. I'm like, you're not younger than me here.
He looks like Undertaker.
Like with that scene where he goes and he beats up the guy in the street because something happened with his kid.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be like my age or younger. I'm like, the dude looks like he's in his mid-50s at best. Like, you're not selling me on this. Like, they could have done the thing of like, you know, in like Goodfellas where they have like the young Henry Hill,
yeah,
and it's like just a kid,
yeah.
Like, just do that,
right?
And then bring like, or in The Godfather 2, Robert De Niro was the young Godfather,
yeah,
and then in the movie he's Marlon Brando because he's older. Like, do something like that,
right?
Just get a couple different actors. You don't need to digitally enhance everything else.
It's like a Snapchat filter.
Yeah, it was so bad. I've seen better like fan-made versions of certain scenes where they take an actual they basically make a Snapchat filter of Robert De Niro's face from another movie, and they plug it on, and it looks way better than the millions of dollars they spent
from like Taxi Driver or something.
Yeah, like it's way better. Like they really fucked that up.
We need to have a De Niro party.
Well, we just all watched Robert De Niro movies?
No, we dress up as De Niro, like in Neighbors.
All right, that's
who painted that mole on your face. I did, fucker.
I forgot about that. That was good.
You broke the circle of trust. You upsetting Jinxie Cat? He's fucking the black dude is Samuel Jackson from Jackie Brown.
That's right.
He's like, hoorah! He's like, you're getting you're getting all your quotes mixed up.
Oh God.
Oh shit.
Well, we do need to have like because we definitely got to have a fucking Road to WrestleMania party.
We do have a Road to WrestleMania party.
Because we got those board games. I got the official Royal Rumble
card game.
And then also the Road to WrestleMania board game.
Fuck yeah.
Which would be followed up with that. We got to figure out a way to incorporate that. And you may be listening and being like, what the fuck are you talking about? Go on Amazon, look these up. They're cheap right now.
Yeah.
You'll spend $30 for both of them.
And that that could be a hell of a night.
Yeah, I think it would be. I think that would be, I don't know, there's some stuff we got to...
Because we've already talked about this, for the next 12 months, we're counting it from today, October 17th. The next 12 months are going to be absolutely legendary.
Yes.
Everything we do is legendary for the next 12 months. We are building this fucking 64-bit brand.
Yes.
And everything will become legendary.
That is, that's kind of the general idea. If you got to run it through your head, and you guys could do it as well. You could do it in small, different ways. This is not just a brand. This is a movement, a legendary movement.
A legendary movement.
A legendary movement where if you're going to go out and do something, run it through the filter of, is this legendary? If it's not, how can I make it
legendary?
And then execute on that.
Yeah.
Okay. And one of the best ways you could execute on that is if you take about $4,000 to $27,000 and you go to melvatroyshop.com and you buy
promo code legendary.
Promo code legendary, and you buy enough merch that you can sell it to your friends and family at an increased rate and create legendary wealth for them. But we'll talk about that later. But yes, no, I agree. 12 months of legendary shit.
Yes. All legendary shit.
I think that's the move.
I think that is the move.
That is the move. Well, I think. But
in the meantime, while being legendary, you can find us on Twitch every fucking Monday at 6:00 Eastern.
Yes.
For the 64-bit Legend Takeover.
Yes, we do a legendary 64-bit Legend Takeover every Monday.
Twitch.tv/Melvin Troy.
Yep.
You got the Wednesdays and Fridays as well, right?
It's like a Wednesday or Thursday, and definitely Fridays. It's right now. It's depending on the schedule, but definitely Fridays. Every Friday we do Jackbox. If you like to play Jackbox, you can play Jackbox with us from the comfort of your own home, and it's a fun time. We got the newest Party Pack 7, which, by the way, you got to check this out. They got some really good games on that.
Again, check out T the Monster's new album Electus.
Yes,
that's doing great. We have what else was I gonna say? Follow us on all platforms and all that shit, like we always promote.
It's Twitter and Instagram and Facebook.
We also have fucking sponsored events coming up. We are gonna be putting on some 64-bit Legends events. So if you don't follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or whatever the fuck, you should follow us on there to see what we're going to be doing outside the podcast.
Yeah,
outside the podcast.
You know, there's shit that we do, and if you're gonna be living a legendary lifestyle, you gotta be able to fucking show it off, and you gotta be. And I want to make sure that everybody sees it.
Sometimes
it's not legendary if nobody sees it.
Sometimes people forget that there is a door that leads to the outside of this butterfly room.
Yeah.
And we're going to show you that outside of that door.
Yeah, we're going to show you the way. Put your tiny hand in mine. Put your tiny hand in mine, and I will guide you.
Now get the fuck out of my car. And until next time, what you gonna do, brother, when the 64-bit Legends and the M.W.O take over and run wild on you?